It's time for a disturbing movie recap. If you're too afraid to watch a movie, I got you. Today we got the 2004 Hong Kong classic, Dumplings. So the film opens up and we meet Miss Lee, a former actress, and she's on the hunt for some special dumplings. So Miss Lee goes down to these sketchy apartment complexes, bangs on this door, and opens up a woman named May. Miss Lee's like, yo, I heard you got the best yet most expensive special dumplings. May's like, show you right, come on in. Now, all Miss Lee knows is that these dumplings are supposed to keep you young, beautiful, attractive. Now, we're not exactly sure what she's gotten herself into, but May, a little strange. Now, Miss Lee is struggling to eat the dumplings because she doesn't know what's in them, but May goes, look, guess how old I am? Miss Lee's like, I don't know, your 30s? May goes, exactly, so eat up the dumplings. So then we find out why Miss Lee wants these special dumplings anyway. Girl, her husband, Mr. Lee, has been living it up in a hotel and cheating on her with a masseuse. Now, these dumplings have a special ingredient which requires May to pay off hospital staff to get. And that's because the secret ingredient is babies. That's right, babies that people don't want no more. Now, Miss Lee is shocked when she finds out, flabbergasted, but she doesn't care because she's trying to keep her man, so she asks May to make the next batch stronger. May's like, alright, bet. So in walks in a mom and her 15-year-old daughter. The 15-year-old is unfortunately carrying her father's baby, and the mother wants May to get rid of it. Now, May doesn't want to perform the surgery because the baby's too big and it's really sketchy. However, this baby will make for some pretty strong dumplings. So she does it, makes the dumplings, and Miss Lee eats them. So then Miss Lee gets a call from Mr. Lee talking about, I broke my leg, I'm bedridden. She goes over there, Mr. Lee sees his wife and's like, girl, you look good, and they get freaky diggy. Now these dumplings are working out for Mrs. Lee until she goes to a dinner party and there's a strange smell coming from her. Miss Lee calls May's like, girl, I stink. And May's like, girl, the baby in those dumplings was made from the daddy and the daughter. Of course you stink, that's the strongest. Now Mr. Lee overhears his wife's conversation and decides it's time to pay May a visit. Mr. Lee goes over to May's house and she makes some special dumplings. There's something special in these dumplings because Mr. Lee and May get freaky diggy. Now May is falling in love with Mr. Lee and she tells him, look sir, I'm actually 65. Now meanwhile, Mrs. Lee meets up with her husband's mistress and finds out she's pregnant. So then we find out that girl that May performed that surgery on, yeah, she died. And the mommy stabbed the daddy because it was his fault to begin with. Now May has to go on the run because things are catching up to her. The movie ends with Mrs. Lee asking her husband's mistress to give her the baby. Miss Lee gets the side chick's baby, chops it up, and makes dumplings.